On a quiet winter night, the small town slept under a soft veil of snow, and the cold air moved gently through the empty streets like a slow and silent lullaby. And every lantern that hung from every porch glowed with a warm and steady light that trembled softly in the wind. The rooftops were pale and white. The narrow roads were calm. The sky carried a deep shade of blue that felt almost like velvet. Snowflakes drifted down in quiet circles, each one slow, each one light, as if they did not wish to disturb the peace below. In this small place lived a young boy named Ethan, a gentle child with bright eyes and a quiet heart. And he loved the simple beauty of this season more than anything. He admired the sparkle of frost on windows. He loved the smell of pine that wandered through the streets. He listened to the soft crunch of snow under his little boots, as if each step were a secret whispered by winter itself. What he loved most, however, was his mother, who walked beside him every evening with a soft smile and warm hands. She was patient. She was kind. She was the person who made each day feel safe. Her voice was gentle and her touch was steady. And when she laughed, Ethan felt as if the whole world brightened just a little. Their tiny cabin stood at the end of a curved lane, a small wooden house with a tilted roof, a single window, and a lantern by the door that flickered softly through the night. Inside, everything was simple. The table was worn, but clean. The stove was small, but warm. A few blankets lay folded neatly in the corner. The home was quiet, but it was filled with warmth. Not from the fire alone, but from the love that lived inside its walls. Ethan treasured every moment here, especially the evenings when his mother hummed to him in a soft and tender voice. He would sit close to her, resting his head on her arm, closing his eyes as the quiet melody drifted through the room like a gentle breeze. As the days moved closer to Christmas, the little town grew brighter. Lanterns were hung along the streets, wreaths decorated every door. Candles glowed behind frosted windows, shining like tiny pieces of hope in the long winter nights. Ethan felt a small excitement blooming in his chest, not because of gifts or grand surprises, but because the season felt full of gentle things. It felt full of warm soup, soft tunes, glowing lights, and peaceful evenings beside his mother. One night, they walked home from the town square together. Ethan held her hand tightly. The snow around them glimmered under the lanterns, and the air felt crisp but kind. The world seemed hushed, as if winter itself wanted to listen to their footsteps. His mother brushed a small flake of snow from his hair. Ethan smiled. It was a simple moment, yet it stayed deep in his heart. When they reached the cabin, Ethan sat by the window, watching the snow fall in slow and sleepy patterns. His mother placed a warm blanket around his shoulders and began to hum a soft tune, a melody older than either of them could remember. Ethan listened with half-closed eyes. The warmth of the blanket, the glow of the stove, the sound of her voice, all wrapped around him like a gentle dream. Later that night, before he went to sleep, Ethan took a small piece of paper and wrote a short wish. He wrote it carefully, with small and steady letters. He wished for more time with his mother. Nothing more, nothing less. He folded the paper and placed it under the small Christmas tree in the corner of the room. The tree was tiny, crooked, and decorated with pine cones and ribbons they had saved over the years. To Ethan, it was the most beautiful tree in the world. When he lay in bed, the room was dark and warm. The fire crackled quietly. The snow whispered against the window. Ethan breathed slowly. His chest felt light. His heart felt safe. He drifted into sleep with gentle dreams, unaware that this peaceful night would soon become a precious memory. He did not know that life would soon pull him into moments filled with fear, sadness, and hope. He did not know that he would soon hold on to this memory the way one holds on to light in the darkest hours. For now, he simply slept in the soft glow of the stove. Under the blanket, his mother tucked around him, with love surrounding him as softly as the falling snow. On the night before the town's Christmas market, the streets filled slowly with light, sound, and gentle steps. And Ethan held his mother's hand as they moved through the growing crowd, unaware that this evening would become the turning point of his young life. Lanterns swayed above them like soft golden moons. Music drifted through the cold air in calm little waves. Vendors arranged sweets and warm bread on old wooden tables. Children laughed and tugged at scarves. The world felt bright and safe. And Ethan walked with a small smile, warmed by his mother's presence beside him. She pointed to tiny ornaments, each one shaped like stars or little silver bells. Ethan gazed at them with quiet wonder. His heart felt light, his mind calm. Somewhere far above, faint snowflakes began to fall again. The weather was gentle, yet something in the air carried a strange heaviness, a small shift that neither Ethan nor his mother noticed. The crowd grew thicker. Steps became closer. Voices blended into one soft blur. Ethan still held his mother's hand, but the space around them tightened little by little. People brushed past, wrapped in coats and scarves. The lights flickered on shiny surfaces. The air hummed with chatter. Ethan moved carefully, but his small frame was easily pushed by the tide of bodies. His mother squeezed his hand to reassure him. He looked up at her and felt safe again. But the crowd surged forward, not harshly, but with a slow force that felt impossible to resist. A group of shoppers stepped between them. A family carrying gifts blocked his view. Ethan tried to stay close. He tried to keep his eyes on her, but the crowd shifted again, and their hands stretched, strained, and slipped apart. Her warm fingers left his grasp. A cold rush struck his chest. The space between them widened suddenly, and her face blurred among moving shapes. Ethan called to her, his voice soft at first, then louder. But each sound dissolved into the rising noise around him. People continued to pass, unaware of the small boy losing his way. Lanterns flickered overhead. Snow swirled, voices blended. Ethan turned in every direction, searching for the familiar coat, the familiar smile, the familiar warmth that had guided him every day of his life. But he saw only strangers. Strangers with heavy boots, strangers with wrapped gifts, strangers with hurried steps. His small heartbeat quickened. His breath grew thin. He whispered her name, hoping she would appear beside him like she always had. He tried to retrace his steps, but the crowd moved like a slow river, guiding him away from where he believed she stood. He tried to push back, but he was too small, too gentle, too quiet. A gust of winter air brushed his cheeks. Snow settled on his eyelashes. He looked up at the sky as if seeking strength he did not have. His mother's voice, warm and steady, echoed faintly in his memory, but it only deepened the ache in his chest. Ethan moved toward a quieter corner near a wooden stall, hoping she would find him there. He hugged his scarf tightly. His fingers trembled. His breaths came slow and shaky. For the first time in his life, the world felt larger than he could bear. People passed without seeing him. Laughter floated through the air, but none of it touched him. Music echoed from the distant square, but it felt far away. The warm glow of lanterns no longer comforted him. He whispered her name again, softer this time, almost as if speaking to himself. Snow continued to fall in lazy spirals. Ethan looked down at his boots, then at the path he had walked moments ago, trying to recall every detail, every turn, every sound. But everything had blurred. Everything had shifted. The world had changed in a single moment, stretching into something unfamiliar and cold. He stepped back toward the crowd, searching again, calling again, hoping again. But the crowd only swallowed his voice. His breaths formed trembling clouds in the air. His eyes stung. He wiped them, but tears still gathered, warm against the freezing wind. He whispered, "Mom," once more, so softly that only the snow might have heard. The market lights blurred through his tears. The world spun in slow circles. His heart felt small and frightened. He stood still, waiting, hoping, straining to hear her call. But the only answer was the soft, distant sound of winter settling over the town. Ethan walked through the quiet night with slow and trembling steps after losing his mother in the crowd. And each breath he took felt thin and shaky, as if the cold swallowed half of the air before it reached his lungs, and the world around him grew larger and quieter with every passing minute. Snow covered the rooftops and streets like a thick white blanket, and the lamps along the road glowed softly, casting small golden circles that trembled on the frozen ground. The town, once warm and full of sound, now felt distant, like a memory fading from his small hands. Ethan held his scarf close to his chin. His fingers were stiff. His cheeks burned from the cold. He looked down each street, hoping to see his mother's coat, hoping to hear her voice call his name, hoping for any sign that she was near. But the streets stretched long and empty. No familiar voice rose from the corners. No warm figure stepped out from the lights. Only the soft crunch of his boots and the gentle sigh of the wind followed him. He whispered, "Mom," again. But the sound was small, too soft to escape the cold air. He turned toward the market square, thinking she might return there looking for him. The square was bright with lights and music, but now it felt strangely far away. He moved toward it, stepping slowly, almost carefully, as if afraid the world would shift again. People passed him, laughing and carrying warm drinks, but none of them looked closely at the little boy, standing alone. Ethan wandered between stalls where candles flickered and sweets filled wooden trays. The music played gently, cheerful and warm, but his heart felt heavy and cold. His mother was not there. He stopped near a table filled with small wooden toys. He stared at them without seeing their shapes. Tears stung his eyes. He wiped them quickly, but more came. The vendor gave him a kind smile, but Ethan could not speak. He stepped away before the man could ask a question. The world around him sparkled with Christmas joy, but none of it reached him. He felt like a small shadow moving through a place meant for someone else. Ethan kept walking, drifting through the night like a lost feather caught in the wind. The air grew colder. The snow fell heavier. His boots sank deeper. His breath left pale clouds behind him. The market sounds faded little by little, until only the soft hum of winter remained. He reached the quiet part of town, where houses were dark and streets were still. He looked at the windows glowing faintly with warm yellow light. Inside those homes, families sat together around tables, shared warm meals, and prepared for Christmas. Ethan imagined them laughing, talking, folding blankets, lighting candles. He imagined them safe. He imagined them warm. The thought made his chest ache, not from jealousy, but from longing. He would give anything to be inside one of those homes with his mother, listening to her soft voice and feeling the calm warmth of her presence. He whispered her name again. It sounded weaker. He kept moving. The wind picked up, brushing snow into small, swirling patterns. Ethan followed the gentle glow of distant lamps, hoping they would lead him somewhere safe. His feet carried him to the path near the forest. The trees stood tall and quiet, their branches heavy with snow. They looked like silent guardians watching the sleeping world. Ethan stepped closer but changed his mind. The forest felt too dark, too deep, too lonely. He backed away and turned toward the hill where the church stood. The church tower rose against the dark sky like a steady beacon. Its windows shone with warm candlelight. Ethan felt a small hope flicker in his chest. He walked toward it, his boots crunching through the snow. Each step felt harder, heavier, slower, as if the world were trying to pull him into sleep. He reached the church door and paused. Through the wooden frame, he heard the hum of a choir singing. The sound was soft and full, like a warm blanket placed around tired shoulders. He pushed the door open. Light spilled out, gentle and golden. Inside, the air felt warm. People sat quietly on benches, listening to the choir sing. Ethan stood at the back, his small figure barely noticeable among the tall pillars and wooden pews. He looked for his mother again. His eyes searched every row, but she was not there. His hope dimmed. The ache in his chest sharpened. He felt tears gather again, but he blinked them back. He stepped to a small corner and sat on the floor. He hugged his knees. His fingers shook. He pressed his cheek against his sleeve. The music flowed around him. The melody soothed him like a lullaby, gentle and slow, wrapping him in a warmth he had lost outside. The choir sang of peace, of hope, of light in the darkness. Ethan listened. For a moment he felt calmer. He closed his eyes and took a slow breath. But when he opened them again, reality returned. He was alone. He had no idea where his mother was. He had no idea where to go next. The fear returned like a cold wave. Ethan stood up and stepped outside. The door closed behind him. The warm light faded. The cold wrapped around him again. The sky above him was darker now. Snow fell heavier. Lamps cast long shadows on the ground. Ethan walked down the hill slowly, his feet dragging. His legs were tired. His face stung. His heart trembled. He reached a wooden bench near the path and sat down. The bench felt cold and hard. He hugged himself tightly, trying to keep warm. His breaths came slow and uneven. He imagined his mother calling for him. He imagined her arms around him. He imagined her searching desperately, just as he searched for her. The thought made tears return, but this time he did not wipe them away. They slid down his cold cheeks and disappeared into the wool of his scarf. The world around him grew still. The wind quieted. The town seemed to fall asleep. Ethan lifted his head. He looked at the sky. Snow drifted down in soft circles. Clouds hung low and heavy. Everything felt hushed. Everything felt slow. He felt small. He felt alone. But even in the deep quiet, he held on to a single fragile hope. He believed his mother was somewhere near, searching just as hard as he was. He believed she would not give up. He believed she would find him. He whispered, "Mom," one more time, so softly the sound barely left his lips. Then he folded into himself like a tired bird and waited for the night to pass. Ethan sat on the cold bench as the night deepened, and the world around him seemed to fade into a soft blur of snow and silence. And his small body curled into itself, as if trying to hide from the emptiness pressing against his heart. His breaths came slow. His eyes were tired. His hands trembled inside his thin gloves. The quiet town stretched before him like a vast white field, peaceful yet lonely, beautiful yet heavy with the ache of separation. He missed his mother so deeply that even the faintest memory of her voice made his chest tighten. He whispered her name again, barely louder than the wind. The sound drifted away like a fragile leaf carried by winter. Ethan lifted his head and looked around. The lamps glowed softly. The snow fell in long, drifting lines. The world seemed both still and moving at the same time, as if holding its breath for something unseen. He squeezed his scarf and wiped his eyes. His voice was gone. His hope was thin. But somewhere deep inside, a tiny spark remained. A spark that told him not to give up. Not yet. As he sat there, an old man approached the bench from the far end of the street. His steps were slow, his coat long and worn. His breath drifted in white clouds. The glow of the lanterns reflected off his silver hair. Ethan watched him quietly, unsure whether to stand or stay still. The old man stopped a few steps away and gave a gentle nod. The kind of nod that carried warmth without needing words. He asked Ethan if he was all right, his voice soft like a warm blanket placed on tired shoulders. Ethan tried to answer, but only a small sound came out. Tears filled his eyes again. The old man knelt down so their faces were closer. He told Ethan he was safe now. He told him no child should be alone on a night like this. He placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder, and the touch was steady and kind. Ethan felt something inside him loosen, like a knot slowly untying. The old man helped him stand. They walked together through the snow, moving slowly toward the hill. The wind softened around them. The cold felt lighter. Ethan leaned slightly toward the man, not out of fear, but because his legs were weak from hours of wandering. The old man guided him to the church, its tall windows glowing like golden wings in the dark. He pushed the door open once more, and warm light spilled around them. People inside turned their heads gently, curiosity in their eyes. but no judgment. The old man asked if anyone had seen a woman searching for a little boy. Several faces softened. A woman in a blue coat stepped forward. She said she had seen someone earlier near the shelter at the edge of town. She described the woman's eyes, red from crying, desperate, frantic. Ethan's breath caught. His heart jumped. The old man placed a hand on his back and whispered, "Let's go." They left the church and stepped into the snowy night again. The town seemed quieter now, softer, as if guiding them gently forward. Ethan walked faster than before. His weak legs found strength from hope alone. The old man kept pace beside him. The snow crunched under their feet in a steady rhythm. The shelter came into view at last, a small wooden building with a lantern glowing above the door. Ethan's heart raced. His breath came in quick little clouds. He reached the steps and hesitated. Fear flickered in his eyes. What if she wasn't there? What if he had come too late? The old man gave a reassuring nod. He told Ethan that hope shines brightest when we trust it. Ethan pushed the door open. Warm air touched his cheeks. Light filled the small room, and there, standing near a wooden bench, was his mother. Her coat was dusted with snow, her face pale from worry, her eyes swollen from hours of searching. She turned slowly toward the door, as if afraid her mind was playing a cruel trick. When her gaze met Ethan's, her hands flew to her mouth. A sound broke from her chest. Not quite a sob, not quite a breath, but something filled with pure relief. Ethan ran. His small boots thudded against the wooden floor. She dropped to her knees and opened her arms wide. He fell into her embrace, and she wrapped him so tightly it felt as if she wanted to hold his entire world inside her arms. Ethan buried his face against her coat. Her warmth surrounded him. Her heartbeat thumped fast against his ear. Tears fell onto his hair, hers and his. She whispered, "My baby," again and again, her voice trembling with love and exhaustion. Ethan held her just as tight. The room around them faded. The snow outside softened. The world felt whole again. The old man stood at the door, watching them with a gentle smile. His eyes glimmered softly in the lantern light. When Ethan finally looked up, the old man gave a small nod, as if saying, "You're safe now." Ethan whispered, "Thank you." But the man simply lifted a hand in quiet farewell and stepped back into the winter night. Mother and child stayed wrapped in each other's arms. The world outside continued to snow. But inside that shelter, everything felt warm, safe, complete. And as Ethan closed his eyes in his mother's embrace, it felt as if Christmas itself had come to life. After the long night of searching, fear, cold, and wandering, Ethan rested in his mother's arms in the quiet shelter. And the world around them seemed to soften in a way he had never felt before, as if Christmas itself had wrapped the room in a gentle glow, meant only for them. His mother held him close, her arms firm and warm, her breath shaky but full of love. And Ethan felt his body relax for the first time since the evening began. The lantern above them flickered with a warm light. Shadows swayed softly across the wooden walls. The air smelled faintly of pine and wool. Everything felt calm, Everything felt warm. His mother pressed her cheek to his hair and whispered words he could barely hear. Small, broken whispers filled with relief and gratitude. Ethan curled into her, a tired little bird finally safe in its nest. His heartbeat slowed, his breathing steadied, his tears dried one by one. The world outside continued to snow, but inside the shelter, the night felt still, gentle and quiet. Like a lullaby, the winter sang only for them. His mother stroked his hair with slow and steady movements, each touch soft enough to make his eyelids grow heavy. She told him she had searched every street, every corner, every place they had walked together. She told him she never stopped calling his name. She told him she never gave up hope, not even for a moment. Ethan listened with calm little breaths. Her voice washed over him like warm water. He felt safe again, safe the way he always felt when she held him on cold evenings. Safe the way he felt when they decorated their small tree or sat by the stove listening to the winter outside. He leaned closer and wrapped his arms around her waist. She pulled the blanket from the bench and wrapped it around them both. The fabric was soft, the warmth comforting. Ethan's small hands rested on her coat. He closed his eyes halfway, letting the glow from the lantern paint gentle colors across his dreams. The shelter was quiet now. The people inside spoke in hushed tones. Footsteps were soft. The wind outside tapped lightly against the window, but not enough to disturb him. His mother rocked him with slow movements, barely swaying, just enough to remind him she was there, holding him, protecting him. Ethan felt her heartbeat against his cheek, steady and warm. It soothed him. It told him he was home, even if they were far from their little cabin. Home was her arms. Home was her voice. Home was the love that wrapped around him like the softest blanket. He thought of the wish he had placed under the tree, the small paper with his careful letters. His Christmas wish had been simple, a wish for more time with his mother, a wish for moments like this. And somehow, even after the fear, even after the cold, the night had brought him exactly what his heart longed for. He lifted his head slightly to look at her. Her eyes met his, full of warmth despite the exhaustion. Her smile was soft, the kind of smile that carried the promise of safety. Ethan whispered that he was tired. She brushed his cheek and told him to rest. Her voice was low and soothing. He nodded and laid his head on her shoulder. His breathing grew slower. His eyes slipped closed again. The lantern light shimmered gently, moving like a small star dancing in the shelter's quiet air. Outside, the snow fell in peaceful lines. The night carried a hush, as if respecting the fragile moment held between mother and child. His mother hummed a slow melody, one that Ethan knew well, one she used to sing when the nights were long and he struggled to sleep. The tune wrapped around him, soft and warm, like an old memory returning home. Ethan drifted deeper into rest. He felt the blanket around him. He felt her arms secure and steady. He felt the softness of the night pressing gently against his mind. His thoughts slowed until all that remained was the simple comfort of being held. He breathed in deeply. The smell of her coat filled his senses. The warmth of her hand on his back grounded him. The sound of her heartbeat created a calm rhythm that carried him towards sleep. For the first time in many hours, Ethan felt no fear, no cold, no confusion, only peace, only warmth, only love. His mother lowered her head and kissed his forehead. A soft tear slipped down her cheek, but it was a tear of pure relief. She whispered that he was safe now. She whispered that she loved him more than anything. She whispered that she would never let him go again. Ethan did not answer. His breaths were slow, his body limp with rest, his dreams soft and quiet. He was already drifting into sleep, carried by the warmth of the arms he trusted most in the world. And as the night wrapped around them with gentle stillness, Ethan slept deeply in his mother's embrace, safe within the quiet miracle of Christmas. The night settled over the small town with a softness that felt almost like a sigh, and the snow drifted down in long, slow lines, as if winter wished to cover the world in a blanket woven from quiet light and gentle dreams. Inside the little shelter, Ethan slept in his mother's arms, and his breathing grew calm and deep, each breath a sign that the long hours of fear and wandering were finally fading from his small heart. His mother held him close, her arms wrapped around him with a tenderness shaped by worry, love, and relief. And every few moments she lowered her cheek to his hair, as if to assure herself he was truly there, warm and safe. The lantern above them glowed with a low golden shimmer. Its light flickered in a slow rhythm, casting soft waves of shadow across the walls. The wood of the room creaked gently, almost like an old lullaby humming in the background. The air smelled faintly of pine, wool, and snow. Everything felt still. Everything felt warm. Outside, the wind moved through the streets with a quiet whisper, carrying with it the distant sound of bells and the faint hum of Christmas songs drifting from the town square. Those songs felt softer now, gentler, as if the night itself wanted to protect the silence that settled over mother and child. Ethan's fingers curled slightly against his mother's coat. His small face relaxed. His eyelids rested heavy. His body melted into her embrace with the trust only a child can hold. His mother kept stroking his hair slowly, each movement soft and steady, as if her hands were made of calm winter light. She whispered words not meant for the world to hear, small promises of love, small prayers of gratitude, small thank yous to the night for leading him back to her. Ethan did not hear the words. He did not need to. He felt them in the warmth of her arms, in the steady beat of her heart, in the slow and peaceful rhythm surrounding him. The world outside grew quieter. Lamps dimmed one by one. Footsteps faded. Doors closed softly. The town fell into a peaceful sleep, and even the sky seemed to lower itself gently, as if bending closer to their moment of rest. Ethan shifted slightly, his cheek brushing against his mother's shoulder, and she adjusted her hold without waking him. She wrapped the blanket tighter around them both, and the fabric held the warmth like a cradle built from light. His tiny breaths puffed softly against her skin, each one settling deeper into the calm hush of the night. This was the moment his heart had wished for. Not bright lights, not gifts, not songs or celebration, but the simple, perfect peace of lying in his mother's arms, safe after a night that felt impossibly long. His mother closed her eyes too, Though she did not sleep, she only rested. She listened to the snow tapping gently against the window. She listened to his breathing. She listened to her own heartbeat slowing after hours of fear. She whispered one last promise, that she would never stop searching for him, no matter how far, no matter how cold, no matter how dark the night became. Outside, the snow continued to fall, soft as whispered blessings. The town glowed in the dim light. The sky shimmered faintly with winter stars hidden behind the clouds. And somewhere in that quiet world, the night carried a gentle truth meant only for hearts that have known loss and found love again. That even the smallest hope, held in the coldest moment, can guide someone home. Ethan slept without stirring, wrapped not only in his mother's arms, but in the quiet miracle Christmas had given him. And as the night curled softly into dawn, he remained there, dreaming in peace, safe in the warmth that had finally found him. The night drifted deeper as Ethan slept in his mother's arms, and the quiet around them unfolded like a long, soft ribbon, stretching through the small shelter, wrapping every corner with a gentle hush that seemed to slow even the heartbeat of the world. Snow pressed lightly against the window, each flake falling with patient grace, as if winter wished to give them a moment untouched by fear or worry. Ethan's breath was warm against his mother's coat. His fingers rested loosely, no longer tense, no longer curled from cold or fear, but open and relaxed, shaped by the comfort of safety. His mother rocked him in tiny movements, almost invisible, just enough to keep his dreams steady and peaceful. The lantern above flickered with steady gold. Its light pulsed slowly, like a soft lull that seemed to whisper rest into the dim room. Ethan shifted once, a small sigh slipping from his lips, and his mother brushed her thumb across his cheek, soothing him back into stillness. Outside, the sky grew heavy with layered clouds, deep and gray, holding onto the last traces of the night. The trees stood still. The rooftops gleamed faintly. Everything breathed quietly. Everything waited. Time seemed to stretch, not in a way that felt long, but in a way that felt calm, like each second had softened into a feather drifting through the air. Ethan's dreams drifted in gentle waves. His mind replayed warm memories in shapes and colors that blended softly. His mother's smile, the glow of their little tree, the crackle of their stove on winter nights, the sound of her voice humming old melodies in the small cabin they called home. These memories drifted around him like warm light, carrying him deeper into rest. His mother felt his small breaths grow even slower, even calmer. She leaned her cheek into his hair again and closed her eyes, letting the warmth of his little body steady the trembling in her chest. Her arms stayed firm and gentle, protective yet tender, like the shelter of a quiet forest where no cold wind could reach. She did not dare to move more than a breath. She wanted him to stay asleep, safe, untouched by the memory of the cold streets. The room grew warmer with every minute. The wooden walls seemed to hum with a soft stillness. The bench beneath her felt softer as the night deepened. The old man's presence lingered in her mind like a small lantern in a distant window. Comforting, steady, kind. Ethan murmured something in his sleep, a little sound without shape. His mother smoothed his hair again, The rhythm of her touch matched the rhythm of his breathing, slow, easy, like snowfall settling on quiet rooftops. The deeper he slept, the quieter the world became. Even the wind outside seemed to understand the fragile peace and softened its voice. Far away, a bell chimed once, its tone muted by the snow. The sound drifted through the night like a tiny silver thread, weaving itself into the calm. Ethan's mother pulled him closer, pressing a gentle kiss to his forehead. Her lips lingered there for a moment, as if she wished she could leave warmth there that would last forever. She whispered that he was safe, that he was loved, that the night had finally given them back to each other. Her whisper was soft, barely louder than breath, but it settled into Ethan's dreams like a warm blanket. He did not wake. He only curled slightly against her, trusting her without thought, without fear. The night longed to cradle them, and it did. The snow outside glowed softly, reflecting the lantern's light in faint silver tones. The stars hid behind clouds, but their presence felt near, like distant guardians watching over the quiet moment. The shelter's walls held warmth like hands cupped around a small candle. Ethan's mother allowed her own breathing to fall into the same rhythm as his. Slow, quiet, deep. Her eyelids grew heavy, her shoulders softened. She leaned her head back against the wooden wall. She did not sleep fully. She hovered at the edge of rest, just enough to let her body relax, just enough to let her mind drift. Her thoughts floated like fallen leaves on calm water. She remembered the first time Ethan held her hand on a winter night. She remembered the way he laughed when snow landed on his nose. She remembered how small he looked when he first learned to walk across their creaking cabin floor. Every memory felt softer now. Every memory felt like a lullaby, carrying her deeper into peace. She let those memories wrap around her. She let the night hold her. Ethan's breaths brushed her collarbone, each one a tiny proof that her world had been restored. Slowly, her mind sank into the muted edge of sleep. She told herself she would only close her eyes for a moment. Just one moment. The lantern hummed its soft golden glow. The snow whispered against the window. The world breathed in calm waves of silence. And Ethan slept deeper, wrapped in her arms, wrapped in the night, wrapped in the tenderness that only love could hold. His dreams softened even more. The colors of the cabin blended with the warmth of his mother's touch. The memory of fear faded like smoke drifting from a dying fire. All that remained was rest, pure, gentle rest. Ethan's mother loosened her grip, not from leaving, but from sinking deeper into her own quiet. Her arms still held him, her heart still beat beneath his ear. But her breath slowed into the long, soft rhythm of half-sleep. The night melted into a single long moment, without beginning, without end. Just warmth, just quiet, just the slow drift of peaceful slumber. The town outside slept as well. Houses lay under snow like safe little nests, their windows dimmed. Their chimneys sighed warm smoke. The world rested. Ethan's dreams thinned into a soft fog. Thoughts dissolved. Warmth spread. Time faded. His mother's arms became the only place that existed. And as the night carried them deeper and deeper into stillness, the world whispered into the darkness that every journey, no matter how cold or painful, can lead back to warmth, to safety, to love, and finally, to sleep. And so Ethan drifted, deeper than ever, into a night that held him with gentle hands, while his mother followed softly, her breathing matching his, both hearts slowing into the same quiet rhythm, until the world itself seemed to fall asleep beside them, wrapped in the peaceful hush of Christmas.